woke up today feeling a little tired, feeling a little, I want to say ill prepared, but I'm telling you, that got to be just my feeling. Maybe God is letting me know you more than prepared for whatever it is, and I just give him the glory. I'm just going ahead and agree with that one right now. As soon as I was about to say it, I kind of felt like, no, but I was like feeling like it. But anyway, definitely felt sleepy, still, and then I'm just probably a little groggy, because I'm on my cycle, and it took 2 months for me to come on. I don't know if it was stress, I don't know what it was, but I've been definitely trying to relax and just, chill. I don't have to self-medicate. I don't drink, I will drink me some alcohol, but I don't drink it. Hadn't drunk it on a consistent basis probably about 3 months, and before then, no, it's been very inconsistent anyway. But um, just think as usual in my thoughts or whatever, and in my memories, reminded of how I've allowed people to come over here. They had ate out my kitchen. I used to, when I did have my car, and my daughter was in Head Start, I used to take this girl and her daughter and let them sit in there with me. And I never did anything to these people. Did I speak something about them regarding how I want my child to interact with, the, today? I did. I spoke it to their dad, and he gave it to them a certain type of way and put his own little twist and spin on it. And really, they came back and said to me, "Why is he telling us?" Basically, like, we don't care. But right, ask yourself that. But Um, it was messy, of course. So we basically tried to spiral into some drama-oriented thing, even though, again, people had already been saying stuff about me, and I heard about it, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even confronting y'all about. Can we have a discussion about it? Because if it bothered me that deep, I didn't care. But yeah, I would have been fine with having a discussion, but yeah, it didn't bother me like that. I'm not even confronting y'all about that because that's y'all thoughts, and I mean, and you're wrong, but it was, of course, regarding the paternity of my kids, and so that's where a lot of stuff started. And probably before that, it was probably other stuff. It was definitely other stuff said and thought about me and mentioned about me, always in a specific household, the household across the street, because I never introduced myself to these at the time the kids was young. I mean, like, definitely elementary school or younger. And when they would come out the house, they would just say, "Hey," and mention my name. I'm like, I never introduced myself to y'all. Why is my name coming up regarding, with young people, with kids or whatever? And they just call me by name. I'm like, so that means my name's done been spoken so much over there that now they know, know who I am. Talking, and then somebody else had already told me that they mentioned my name about calling the authorities and stuff on them. And I'm just like, whatever, okay. I didn't try to fight stuff like that. I didn't even, try to clear my name or nothing like that. Well, I did at one point in time. I went over there and I talked to so-called supposed to be the lady of the house because she had told me come over here or whatever. And when I went over there and said it, she was like, I don't. She acted like, at least, I don't care if anybody called the cops or whatever. Anyway, I was trying to clear my name, like, I don't know what's going on, but I didn't. Don't gotta call the cops on nobody or nothing like that. Um, but yeah, I've let these people come over here eat, eat. And I'm not saying it was done on a regular, consistent basis, but they have eaten out of here. Two of them have eaten out of here, eating something. I've taken a bag of fish over there when they was having something, and when I was invited, and I decided I wanted to go because most of the time I'm not going. Um, some of y'all, I'm feeling real bloated. So I got a pass gas, but anyway, I what else? Like I said, let people ride in my vehicle, stuff like that. Of course, I'm not going above and beyond. I didn't go above and beyond. I'm not saying that I did, but what I'm saying is I showed courteous and kindness and stuff like that. I was showing myself friendly. I'm gonna say enough. I did let you know I don't fool with everybody, and I don't want to, and I didn't intend to. And so then what else was it? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I wasn't here to really make friends. I definitely wasn't here to try to make enemies, but I was not. I'm gonna just be real with myself and anybody who's listening. I'm not. I wasn't. I don't feel like God has me here to make friends like that. So I knew my purpose and my intention. I just want my child to have. Summer's just my daughter. I just want my child to have a yard to play in, and we don't got to worry about no close proximity next door neighbors. Now, this right here is still too close for comfort for me, but we didn't have to worry about that. You know, I had that all growing up or whatever, and then of course I moved to a couple of houses when I got older. But anyways, trying not to get off topic and go all around the mulberry bush just to talk about it. So I mentioned I let them in the house. I let them in my house to hold a child, hold my child, a child that they first denied and stuff like that. And people acted like they were like one time I had an ambulance come here. People acted like they was coming to check on me and stuff like that. God had already had it in my spirit, had me prepared. My grandma was already on the way to get my kids. Um, and that was just that. And the person came over. You need anything? You need me to get you? No, I don't. And even just, I didn't even invite them in my house. They just came in because they wanted to see and know what's going on. It's like, you know, of course, you see an ambulance, you're alerted to something's going on, but y'all hadn't been being friendly to me before. Well, this one person actually was being more cordial and more friendly. She was like the youngest grown member of the house, and you know, she would even speak, throw her hand up and stuff like that. That to me, that showed her true character. But when she started sitting around other people, and more specifically her own mom, and stuff like that, her attitude would change up. And, you know, I thought that was kind of sad or whatever. And then there was other times when she did have her little, she had an attitude problem with, you know, I don't know what it was. I don't know why she would, you know, be like that. But she was more friendly or whatever. And then it just came down to a point where I mentioned her. I'm like, honey, you ain't been in my house. You didn't, you know, did this. I mean, and I don't like when people say, well, how many times did I do that? Or how long ago was that? And I'm just like, and you right. You got the right to state the facts. But the point I'm trying to make is nothing happened to you then. I didn't bother with you. I wasn't being mean to you. I wasn't, you know, how did I act towards you? How did I carry myself towards you? So you need to think about why you're feeling what you're feeling towards me, or trying to speak what you're trying to speak towards me, or trying to react in the way that you're trying to react towards me. Because one time it was an incident where, you know, I went again to, I didn't address the lady of the house at the time. This time I was addressing the so-called man of the house. And, you know, it was about somebody parking in front of my driveway and parking in my driveway and stuff like that. Just rude, disrespectful stuff. They was having parties. And she came up, the one that I've seen more friendly and, you know what I'm saying, on most occasions. She came up, she was like, if this, and it was like it was in front of other people. That's what a lot of people do. In front of other people, they really try to come out the bag on me. But when they by themselves, they don't be doing all that. And that's what gets me. Me personally, I'm not gonna be ugly with you. I try not to be ugly with you, especially when I'm by myself. But I don't try to be ugly with you even when I have somebody around. Like, so she's like, if that's a problem, we can make it a problem. And she was like, and if she wanna come over here, I'm like, honey, if I wanna come over there, somebody have already invited me. I declined on the invite. And it was almost like you trying to set me up to come over there just so you can I don't know, I guess you feel like you had me on your territory and be able to lie and all that stuff or whatever. So I don't know. All I know is it's not, I didn't have a desire to go. So the spirit on the inside of me just knew that's not your set, that's not your thing, that's not what you need to do. Okay, I'm fine. No matter how many invites you get, then after a while they stopped inviting me, which okay. Um, but yeah, when people say stuff like that, how many times was that? Oh, I ain't said nothing to you since last year. I ain't just. I was like, but the principle and the point is, you did say it, you did do it, it did happen. So you know what I'm saying? And it's like you get mad at me for being able to remember. I'm thankful for my memory. It is what it is. Um, I'm just. It to me is dangerous to forget, and I'm glad I haven't forgotten these things. I'm glad that I do document certain stuff and write it down and do what I need to do with the information. I'm just so tired of stuff like that. Some have told me, you need to speak to people, but they're not speaking. They not leading by example or anything like that. And, again, a lot of this has to do with a man that is no longer even coming, that I know of, coming into this neighborhood. He was coming here, coming to my house. Of course, we got children together. He was going over there and doing the little parties and stuff with them. But then, that changed or whatever, and he went elsewhere, of course, after the truck driving stuff. It's so funny because I heard a message from the girl spiritual whistleblower yesterday, how she was just saying truck drivers are narcissists and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, Lord, I ain't gonna get in it because to me, he wasn't even meant to be a truck driver. He's a regular, what you call a regular worker at first, working at Lowe's, of course, and then he went and he had told me, that his gift and stuff was being a comedian. And so that's what I believe that he was going to do. That's what I hoped he was going to do. I thought it was good. I hope he could keep it clean or whatever, but anyway, he was gifted. He chose truck driving, and I seen him start to choose that more when 2014 we went over to his, he considered this man his papa, but it was the man that was married to his grandma. Wasn't his bloodline related, it was his step or whatever, step granddad, or, how do you say that? And that's when I seen him try to go hard on that. So come 2015, when I got pregnant with our son, yeah, he went to school, got CDLs, all that stuff, and went. While I was pregnant and watching our son, then he mentions, "Oh, I'm just out here trying to make us a living." He put the us and includes us or whatever. And I wasn't even hindering him nor getting in his way. Now I had my feelings like it's dangerous. I don't feel like you should be out there or whatever. And that's not what you was leaning towards before. I even sat down and I talked to his mom. I said, well, I thought he was supposed to be a comedian or whatever. So she shook her head like it's supposed to be on the hush. Like, no, we don't need him to know or feel like that. And it's like, what? They wanted him to go out there and do what was going, I guess, make the money right now. Now, see, being a comedian, you might have to put some effort in, all that, waste of time, whatever. But I felt like they wanted to influence him to go out and do what was going to make the money right now and do what was going to make the business of that step granddad, flourish or whatever. Because I was told he was an owner operator of his truck driving of some company or whatever. So I'm guessing he was trying to add too. Understandable. Number one for me, if that was your real granddad, because who is your mom's real dad? Like, what's really supposed to be inherited to you or passed down to you? And again, not to say that can't work, but again, I don't know. With certain stuff by design, I just be wanting to see work for people or whatever, myself included. So anyway, it's just a bunch of confusion that have went on. And then they went as far as to even start saying that my son was gonna do that and all of that. And the man looked at me and gave me the eye like if his mom would let him or whatever. And I felt like that was respectful when you said that. It might have just sounded good. Maybe they still was behind the scenes talking about, no, it don't matter what she say or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But let's hope not. But in my presence, that man seemed respectful. But to me, my boy's dad was still following in the wrong footsteps and stuff like that. Anyway, he went on to get the CDL 2015. He went on 2016 to actually get the truck and stuff like that and go. And then just like that, he was out. And after that, I mean, things really seemed to decline. Money stopped coming in. And I knew it was, you starting up a whole new job in this and third. I knew and figured it was going to be slow and all this. But it started just to be very inconsistent. People started cheering him on, clapping him on, and it seemed like I'm the hater or whatever for feeling like you was doing just fine when you was working there. Of course, you got fired or whatever, so you gotta find other means. But you was doing fine. It is okay to pick up a new skill and all that. I think that's amazing, but I don't know. I just felt like something was off. So that's all I'll leave it at. Until this day. Last I knew, I guess he was still a truck driver, but I don't even know what he do on this day right here. I don't know what be going on. Um, maybe he went on to become very successful in it. I don't know. But one thing for sure, ain't no again, is money getting scarce and inconsistent. I'm sitting here like, huh? Not when you got all these children out here. You need to be held accountable. But I know I went from talking about that to talking about his truck driving stuff, talking about, the people that I had around me, trying to be at least cordial with. And they were all his relatives, whatever, his paternal relatives, his dad's side relatives, or whatever. But like cousins, aunts, this, that, and the third, or whatever. But I just don't like stuff like that where people try to say, "Well, when's the last time I did that?" And when, I'm like, it don't matter. You did do it, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe it's just to me it matters. I I guess because I thought it was meaningful. I be thinking stuff is meaningful, and it's not. Because I try my hardest not to do nothing in vain, especially nowadays that I know, I don't want to just be coasting along in vain. I want to have purpose for my life. I want to serve out that purpose, live out that purpose, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess to me it's still like mean hearted when you start doing stuff like that. Like I don't even fool with you like that, and when you up close and personally had those interactions, that's fine. And then if you feel like you like somebody and that person don't like you, because I had just put the disclaimer, I said I don't fool with everybody, and I left it at that. That's open to what I needed to be open to and closed to what I needed to be closed to. It is what it is. Um, and so I don't know, maybe they had a certain type of attraction to me or liking towards me and just wanted me. And I tend to get that. Like people be wanting to. I can't say they be want to be a friend of me, but they be wanting to get some kind of close to me for what, probably for evil, crazy reasons. And um, again, I don't mind holding conversation. You show yourself friendly, good to go. I've been through stuff when I was younger, got bullied, got jumped, got early age, this, that, and the third. So that's my issues. Don't get close to people, whatever. That's my protection or whatever for myself. That's naturally, but it was also supernatural. It was a supernatural reason why God didn't allow me to. God allowed me to have that as my disclaimer and leave it like that and go on living my life in that manner. Um, but yeah, I didn't get up close to y'all and then start trying to dog you out. You know what I'm saying? If I interacted with you, have close interactions with you, and I decide I step away peacefully. Other people, I don't know what the heck is wrong. To me, it's some type of mental delay, mental challenge, or whatever. Um, for why I don't know, for people doing stuff like that. And again, it's bullying to me. It's a bullying mentality. Like I don't know. So I can't really explain it. I could just explain the incidents and things that have happened. And to me, that dude just caused a lot of confusion amongst me and his relatives. And anywhere he goes, to be honest. And then but of course, when he wants something to benefit him, there was a time when he went over there when he knew his the child's mother who he had the daughter with on me while he was involved with me. He went over across the street trying to get them to watch out for him because he knew she was coming. The aunt didn't really want nothing. This is his bloodline aunt. She didn't really want nothing to do with it because she told me I didn't know if they had guns and this, that, and the third. So she didn't want her husband to come over here. Her husband, who's not his bloodline relative, but he's now married into the family. He didn't hesitate when he seen a baby involved. And then, of course, things continue to go sour from there. But he rallied them up to at least watch out the door when that happened. But so it's just seemingly like he'll come around, he'll use people for what he want or whatever, or maneuver people like he want. He tries that with me or whatever. I balance and submit to God. So, that's one thing. If God had me in that position to do it, then that's just what it is. And that might be what I was going to talk about in the other video, like how I literally, and I probably talked about it before, but I literally did not want to help him on this one day that he requested my help. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to actually post that as the screenshot if I haven't already. I think I may need your help or something like that. And I might post some of what I was responding back, but cause, but I never sent it though or whatever. But I didn't want to, and I didn't send it. So the very next day, well, it was the same day, but it was later that day when it was actually daytime. He came over, and I didn't know he was coming here and tell me I'm coming over there. So this is what I need help with. I was just in the position, actually literal full position, like because I was in my backyard. That was another thing I wanted to mention. I started just going in my backyard. Of course, keep my peace, maintain my peace, but I got a backyard to sit in. I got room back there. and to avoid confusion and stuff, because I'm, again, at least a peacekeeper, if not a peacemaker, but definitely a peacekeeper. And feeling like I gotta go in my, I need to go in my own backyard in order to keep confusion down, and not start stuff with people, not go there with people, not cuss people out, and hopefully nothing else worse will happen. Because at times, because you start, trying to ruffle my feathers like that, I am going to feel like I want something worse to happen, or something else needs to happen, like seriously. And so, I am thankful to God that it has not went to blows and altercations and stuff like that. Hope and pray it don't. Last time I prayed for something, I didn't want nothing to happen regarding my neighbors. That was out there, but I'm just feeling like all I can tell you is I'm gonna protect myself, and I'm gonna, if need be, however God prepares me, I'm gonna be prepared, because I'm just not gonna deal with people shit, shit, and shittiness. And so, yeah, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna deal accordingly. And so, anyway, um, what was I saying? Started going in my backyard and stuff like that. What else did I do? Oh, I was gonna post screenshots where he said that, but I got in a literal position. I moved from my backyard to my front yard. I moved my little chair in the back. I mean, he had something to say about that. You and your chair, the chair that I had to 7 times. Like, so I moved my stuff. Who has a problem with somebody positioning and moving stuff in their yard and getting comfortable wherever they get comfortable at, utilizing what the resources that I don't understand that. Like, again, hawk watching me anyway, instead of tending to your business and your life. And if you was to help and tend to mine, you need to do it in a respectful way. You don't, so I'll leave you where you're at. But yeah, this guy literally moved. I mean, I remember like it was yesterday. It was 2 years ago almost. But literally moved on me, and it was September 6th. Literally moved on me to move into the front yard about 10 or 15 minutes before he was to pull up. So, of course, got ahead of the enemy. He pulls up, the confusion starts. Yeah, I'm saying something to him because I thought it was real rude to pull up at your aunt's house. You haven't seen and been around your kids except for when you, well, at this point in time, it was over a year now, except for when you did something messy and took them into an environment they shouldn't have been in. So this time you pulling up over there. You asked me for help over here, but you pulling up over there. To me, you asking for somebody for some help, but you're not pulling up at their location. Pulling up where they close to, but you're not pulling up at their direct location. I mean, like, they the whole point to pull into the driveway. And again, it's, to me, it's set up type of behavior. I don't know, you know, you asking me for help, and then naturally, are you trying to set me up for something, for some type of failure? I pray and I talk to God, so and God doesn't fail, so it's not gonna work. But I don't know. Again, his natural intentions, his spiritual intention. I just knew he asked me for help, and like I said, I got the receipts and the screenshot to show the a couple hours before that. And see, I don't know what he may have communicated to this lady. I don't know how he ended up at her place, what kind of meeting they was gonna have or whatever. But I'm not for that. And so, again, that goes back to just God letting me know a long time ago. Be careful, basically, be careful who you deal with. And that's why I made it clear and plain. I don't fool with everybody. And even saying that statement is saying that you will cut the fool, but you just don't do it with everybody. And I try not to be a fool, and I try not to cut the fool, but what I'm saying, we all have improvement to make. So like, it's not that I won't chill, relax, and I'm saying, get comfortable and act a little foolish and silly and goofy with you, but I can't kiki with everybody, because nah, it is what it is. But anyway, he goes and sits under her, whatever, and I, of course, me being who I am and knowing I got your children in here, it's like, what? Wait a minute. Why are you like this? And so, we have a all out going back and forth, whatever. That pretty much went on for like at least 2 or 3, 4 hours. And that's not the type of conversation that I want to have with you. Like, I gotta talk to you sitting up under her. You've been up in here, so I continue to submit even till this day, even though it's not actively happening right now. I continue to submit it to God for God to sort it out. Not right now. What you gotta do? Use the bathroom? I have to wash my hands. Oh, go ahead. But anyway, I continue to submit it to God and allow Him to sort it out, sort through it. Like I said, even now on today, it's just seeing some stuff, some people outside and stuff like that just made me remember and kind of triggered me. And yeah, it's still in God's hands, not in cousins' hands, aunts' hands, nothing. Anything we got to sort out, we take to God and we're going to sort it out amongst ourselves. But, um, get your paper towel out the kitchen if you need to dry your hands off. You still watching Teen Titans? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, take the water on down to wash my hands. I put it on my face too. It was messy too. Oh, okay. He's so sweet, cleaning himself up and all that, learning his independence. And some people, it's gonna look real funny because there has been a lack of home training and stuff. You don't have the father in the house, so me personally as a mother, I'm not gonna try to bear the weight of a father or a two-person parent job and activity and do. I'm gonna go at my pace and get you where you need to go. What could have took 5 days, 5 years, might take 25 years because it is what it is. So, I'm saying that I'm still submitting it to God. Whatever issues they have with me, I'm asking God for the hedge of protection over my life. They don't need to resolve it or solve it like they may feel like. Now, I hope if you learn to operate in wisdom and learn to speak about stuff peacefully, I'm always for that. But to think you're ever going to set me up or anything like that, I got cameras running. I'm going to always have my cameras running. For one thing, I got young children here, so, and then these children are blood, I'm saying they're blood related, but y'all don't interact with my kid. None of them interact with my kids. They don't speak to them. They don't say anything. They have spoken to them in the past, but again, it was only for other types of reasons. It was only for some crazy type stuff, like I'm gonna just be honest, spell casting and stuff like that. And to try to get some type of influence over my kids, and it's not true, genuine love, care, and concern. And again, to start off, they didn't even want my kids in the bloodline. They hurried up and was ready to say, "Oh, she's with somebody else or messing with somebody else," and don't even know if them yours. I'm just like, okay. See, y'all watching too hard, not minding y'all business, and you're wrong. And when there was wrong, no apology. So people like that, when they don't want to apologize and they know they messed up, they just go on and keep trying to do little stuff and then try to cover up the old, but cover up the old with the new mess. It's gonna continue to smell like until you know. And I have already let it be known that it's not sweet. It's not sweet with me. I mean, what I'm saying. If you want to call it that, I do have a issue with y'all. I do take issue with them because, for one, you denied my kids. Y'all lied on me. Y'all spoke a lot of slander on my name. Y'all interfered with, tried to sabotage me and his relationship. To the point, he's gone. I'm not saying that was everything. That's what made him go or whatever. Ultimately, it's his decision, I guess. But yeah, he's gone, and my kids be going without a father. And that, to me, that's not right when they had the opportunity to be up close and personal with their dad, but it's jealousy and it's different stuff going on. So, and this not only happened with their dad, their granddad, pretty much had to feel like he had to stay away. And I didn't do it. I didn't make him uncomfortable or whatever. He did that. He's already an uncomfortable, uneasy type of dude. Like, you don't want to be around him pretty much by yourself. Because he tried little slick stuff, but yeah. That's on them. That's y'all issues to get past. And like I said, I just pray that they learn to submit it to God, whatever it ain't even concerns, honey, whatever they problems that they feel that they have with me. Because, I mean, and I don't, if God leads somebody to come to me and talk to me in a peaceful way and he gives me that peace and the okay and the check in my spirit to go forth with it, that's fine. But anything else, I'm not. And trust me, I'm going to be recording. My intentions is to record every conversation because you're not going to lie on me. You're not going to try to say that I said something or did something and it's not the truth. So that's where I feel like I'll be ahead of the enemy, but at the same time, you would like to get to the point where you don't have to feel like you had to record conversation. You can just have those open discussions or whatever. And I'm talking about this because too, they are more my peer group, but when they don't got no home training, they're less understanding or whatever. The older people are less reactive, less quick to react. That don't mean that they won't. They will bust you upside your head. Or try to anyway. When when stuff get heated or when they feel offended. But a lot of folks that have already been under those types of teaching, they just be ready to be on go and pop off. And then they train the young, they keep training younger and younger and younger to, you know what I'm saying? So even with that, the blood applied, God cover me and my children, protect us. Because I don't need little cousins, little so-called cousins, little nobody nitpicking at my kids. I don't need nobody, nitpicking at me just so they can try to get a rise out of me. I don't really give people that's my age a rise anyway. Cause I'll just be like, enjoy your life. Enjoy your life and learn to get to your freedom or whatever else you feel like you lacking for why you gotta try to bother, bully, and gang up on people. But but yeah, a lot of my so-called neighbors I don't call them neighbors because they not neighborly, but they be in cahoots and trying to team up. And they on the I mean, I'm gonna deem it the losing team because I know and believe and trust that I'm on the winning team. But they be the ops, they be in opposition, and I'm good because I diametrically oppose all of that foolishness. Like I have to come against it. I can't be for righteousness and agree with them, or even kind of even really be. I'm gonna be a peaceful person, but as much as God allows and move on me, I can't be peaceful and cordial really with them. And I'm not the type of person that want to just intentionally be rough. I'm not saying I'm not a little rough around the edges or whatever, but I don't want to be rough or whatever. But I want to do what needs to be done. So God be the glory. And I don't feel no strong tension right now. I just feel a little, something trying to linger or whatever. Usually when the it would be that queen bee bears ain't around and in the neighborhood, then all is almost next to well, but people still have animosity and they harbor certain stuff or whatever. That don't so a lot of time I don't feel like it have nothing to do with me. If it got something to do with me from old times, from something that my relatives did in the past or whatever, got to do with their name, I don't intend on resolving that. And I'm not allowing my relatives to use me as a pawn to resolve that. I'm going to continue to stay disconnected if I got to, and just ask God, Lord, protect me, and yes, disconnect me and my children from that unruliness, that lawlessness, and all of that. I don't want no parts of that because it is crazy. It's psychotic behavior. It's sociopathic. I don't want to be around it. You want to die? You want to try to be homicidal or whatever? Take out your own. You want to be suicidal? Go ahead and take out. Do it yourself. Do it yourself, to your own kind, and all that. Um, yeah. So just on this day, what's this? August the 18th or 19th. I'm just praying God be in the midst and protect me, continue to protect me from my enemies. Also, continue to deliver me. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but God delivers them from them all. My enemies come at me one way, may they all, every last one of them, flee 7 ways. Um, and just whatever and however needs to happen. I think I just heard brown first. Okay. I'll talk to you in a few. But yeah, whatever needs to take place. Continue to clean up this atmosphere. I really don't feel like asking God to do that because I'm just like, yeah, my righteous prayers have availed, and it is a lot more peaceful over here. It ain't the same stuff going on, man. And I don't take credit. I have to give God the glory, but sometimes I be feeling like, Lord, make this dirty so they can really see. But no, I don't want to. I don't welcome no like the antichrist spirit or nothing unclean over here. I hey, because we already got enough unclean and We need to continue to get that up out of here. You know, those of us that care, those of us that don't care, Lord, I just wish that they would be removed with the spirits that's attached to them that they don't want to let go of. Um, I know I'm working on myself and stuff in here, and I know I'm doing little stuff, and you know, and I'll just continue to ask God to send forth my help, whoever is, wherever my true, genuine help is. I don't want help that's gonna come here and help me. I mean, I really intend to be helpful, but then if we have some kind of disagreement, they still turn on me and then try to cause another mess. Like I want some people that really wants to clean up. That means you want to do your internal cleaning as well. You want to, So that's where I'm at with that. I'm trying to think. Do I want to name names of people who I don't want to speak their names because I just definitely don't be wanting to give them my energy or anything. But I feel like I want to speak names because of just the information purposes. But I always can say it's definitely the house across the street, and directly across the street, no other house, not diagonal. The house, the house to the right or whatever, try to stir up and be in madness, but them being a so-called elderly couple, they can't do but so much. But but yeah, so that might be them getting that file cabinet out there. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh, no, that's them. Oh, that's the lesbian couple. Hmm. But yeah, okay, so that wasn't them taking my file cabinet, that was them getting off the bus, and yeah. Um, I'm not being nosy, I'm just trying to be aware. It's no coincidence, when I heard that noise, I just looked out there, just trying to see what's going on, but I continue to invite and welcome the Holy Spirit to sweep through this place, my house, my internal, my body, my house here, physical house, my yard, this neighborhood. I mean, it was gang activity, gang stuff trying to hover over this neighborhood and everything like that, and I have asked people to cut down shoes that were straight over power lines and stuff like that because it was trying to have a spirit of gang association here. I don't like that. I just want God to. I specifically want God to deal with these bully mentality. Correct me, if I'm bullying people, whatever. I trying to bully my kids because sometimes you get loud and get like intimidating or whatever, just because you're bigger, taller, this, that, and the third. But I do want to learn some gentleness and kindness and stuff like that. Um, Again, people don't know I have to be rough or seeming too hard. Seen my grandma get beat on, seen got fought on and stuff like that when I was in the second grade. Starting out for you to have to deal with stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, this is the way I gotta respond. But that's the thing with people. I still said instead of me having to respond like that, let me just step away from the situation. And there's other people that try to tell people go diffuse the situation. Diffuse the situation is not even heated or not even, what I'm saying, it's not even bad. It's not even escalated. And that's just to start stuff and stir up stuff. And that's because I guess you so overly sensitive. Things get hurt so easily or whatever. But anyway, I'm off it for right now. I just upload this video. I'm going to try to find that very receipt for when he was like, I may need your help. Okay, so you asking me for help, but you still trying to so-called dog me out. You still trying to so-called, definitely, if you're not directly disrespecting me, you want other people to disrespect me. Of course, disregard me, but, disrespect me. How does that work? And that's why I say it has to be God. I know it had to be God having me to still go out there and go back and forth with him on that day to be some of his help. Because he ain't been back, as far as I know, he hadn't been back over there sitting all under their in their face and stuff like that. None after that. You know, they might have met up other places or whatever. Good, but that lets you know it won't have nothing to do with me. So if y'all can sit around each other and still get along, where I'm not nowhere near, then excellent. I guess y'all good to go. You know what I'm saying? Then you can, I guess, try to stay on the problem, but I ain't causing no problems with y'all. Maybe because some people need to mature and you know carry themselves a certain way. And but yeah, before I go on that tangent, let me go find this email